Hi, we're Fiona and Marlene from Independence Live Media, and we're here just to give you a heads up about a new show that's coming in the new year. Marlene and I will be kicking off a new series called Mibbes Aye, Mibbes No.
Yep, and as you can see, top of the screen, we've already got a count started. So we're hoping that there are going to be fewer maybes, a lot more ayes, and fewer no's as well. So why was it we decided to call the programme this again, Fiona?
We were running a show on Indie Live Radio called Yes Group Spotlight, which was taking some very good Zoom events which Yes Groups have been doing, and we've been sharing the audio so they're reaching a wider audience. Well, the reason we decided to try Mibbes Aye, Mibbes No was we thought there's a gap for people who haven't made their mind up. So the audience we're trying to reach here isn't the die-hard yeses or the absolute nos. It's those people in the middle who would just like to hear some conversation and discussion about some really key topics to do with the independence debate. So we thought the Yes Group conversations generally have somebody quite expert leading the discussion. There's very respectful debate. People are listening to each other. People are sharing different ideas.
Yeah.
And we thought that actually might be quite a nice way of letting people who are still on the fence think about some of the arguments without it being confrontational or anything else.
Fingers crossed. Let's hope that, we managed to just kind of, reach out of the yes bubble, the aye bubble, because it's very easy to talk to ourselves, those of us who are convinced about independence for Scotland. And I guess that's also true within, the no bubble. So let's hope that we do manage to reach out and cross bubbles. I was looking at some old footage that I took myself actually back at the very end of the 2014 referendum campaign. I was just out in Glasgow, down Sauchiehall Street, Buchanan Street, with a camera, and I took some video footage. And I mean, people were talking to each other, and it wasn't all just those of us who had yes stickers on talking to other folk with yes stickers on. There was conversations going on between folk holding no, better together, and folk holding yes, and it was happening all over. At the time, I thought that was brilliant. And you'd get on a bus next to a complete stranger. Now, of course, this is Glasgow, and we're always talking to complete strangers on buses. But you'd sit down to someone, and they would say, "Have you made your mind up yet?" And then you'd be off in a conversation about, the pros and cons of a new currency or borders, or I'd injured my ankle towards the end of that campaign, so I was in taxis quite a lot, and the taxi driver would, they'd instigate it, or if they didn't, they'd certainly join in once I'd instigated. So I think if we could get back to that kind of bit less polarised, bit more meeting in the middle, being prepared to listen.
If anybody's got any particular topics that you'd like us to cover, I mean, we've got an idea of what the burning issues are, borders, currency, but are there others? Are there other things that, what about land reform? What about the Green New Deal? What about the wellbeing economy? These are all things that people who are undecided might like more information about. We've got a lot of discussions that we can pick and choose from, but also we could commission some new ones.
Yes, indeed. And also depends what part of the country folk live in. I mean, there are topics that are, much more important if you live down in the borders. You might be very sympathetic to Scotland being independent, but you might also be thinking, but my local hospital's in Carlisle or Berwick.
Or I'd shop the other side of the border, or I work the other side of the border.
If you're up in the northeast, I mean, the whole job transitions, from the oil industry, that's a big topic. So it'd be good for anyone, anyone listening. If you've got something that you'd like us to get a discussion underway, then please let us know. Be great.